I think we can look at the odds for the next Rangers manager. We talked about this in last night's show, but Steven Gerrard is joint evens favourite with Marco Rose or Rosé. Barry Ferguson's down there at 25-1. I mean, look, any of you guys, any of those names that jump out at you as the guy that could turn Rangers around?
There's a few jumping out right enough, but I don't know if that's the guy. I'm looking at a few, it's pretty much jump off the page, aye.
What do you think, Scott?
Listen, I've said before, I said the other day, I mean, Gerrard ticks a lot of boxes for obvious reasons. The big question is, will he want to come back? There would be some hoops to jump through, coming for his last job in Saudi. I'm not convinced that he does want to come back to Rangers at this stage in his career, maybe further down the line. But if you're the Americans, you've got a huge profile worldwide. I think he would appeal to them. And obviously his history at Rangers, being the guy that stopped 10 in a row, won the last league title, and he's out of work. But I mean, I'm not convinced it'll be one of the guys on that list. And just another one that's been mentioned the last day or two, which, as I say, I've written about for tomorrow, is Daniel Farke at Leeds, which a week ago would have sounded absolutely absurd because the guys just led them to promotion for the Championship into the Premier League. And on Monday night, he's been serenaded by 40,000 at Ellen Road, who feel as if they're obviously back where they belong and they want him at the helm. But the stories you're reading down south are that, ironically, the 49ers enterprises, who obviously own Leeds, are considering a change and maybe looking at going down a different route for the Premier League. Largely, I think, because Farke's last experience of going up was with Norwich and they immediately came back down. But if you look at the circumstances of that, I mean, he wasn't really backed by Norwich. I mean, he was fighting a losing battle, and it's so difficult now for teams coming for the Championship. Look at the 3 going down again this season for the Premier League. So if Farke did end up out of work, I'd be amazed if they didn't speak to him about Rangers. No, there's a vacancy at a club that they are literally about to take over. They know he can do an excellent job. He might just not be the guy that they want for the Premier League. Would he accept that? No, who knows? No, I suppose they need to make it worth his while. They need to sell the vision, sell the project of where they see Rangers. But I think if he was in the running and he was available, he'd be a decent choice for Rangers. I mean, his success rate in British football, certainly in the Championship's been pretty good, getting Norwich and Leeds up. I think he's got 3 promotions now in his CV. So that, listen, might be pie in the sky, but that could be an interesting one if he finds himself out of work in the next couple of weeks.
Your loyal Muppet, who is a Rangers fan, says he can fark off, which is just top work. He could work for a newspaper.
Farke, is his name Farke or Fark? I don't know.
For the purposes of my joke there, I went Fark, but I think it might be Farke.